Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the Nvidia GeForce RTX 4090 in Black Myth Wukong. This one is the ASUS ROG Strix version of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Ups. GPU Z resizable bar is also enabled, and over on the left, I'm pairing it with the Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, so we make sure that the game runs on the 3D V-Cache cores. And over on the memory tab, we're using 32 gigabytes of 6000 mega transfers per second RAM in dual channel. This is DDR5, of course, CL30. Let's get into it, shall we? And here we are, 332 FPS here in the menu. Okay, let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 4K resolution, utilizing 100% resolution scale, so it's set to DLAA at the moment. It's not using upscaling, and we're using the cinematic preset, so pretty much everything is maxed out aside from ray tracing. All right, so here we go, guys. We're getting 50s. Damn, UE5 is intensive. Even the mighty 4090 can't do 60 plus FPS all of the time with maxed out settings at 4K resolution native in this extremely intensive UE5 title. I mean, it's one of the more intensive titles in the market right now. I have fought this bastard over here, you know, there was a boss kind of thing. It kind of looked like a mini boss actually, and I defeated him first time around playing with the 4090, but I was using DLSS Performance and ray tracing, I think, something like that, you know. It was getting locked 60 frames per second, and that's how I played that. So this is the first time that I'm testing other settings other than DLSS Performance basically in this title. What the heck, stop it! Okay, that's a very weird way to fight, my friend. Oh, boy, it just falls on top of me and kills me almost. Okay, all right, let's heal ourselves. There we go. So it's constantly going to be below 60 FPS from what I'm seeing. It's kind of an extreme scenario, guys. Oh my gosh, this one has spikes. What the heck? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. These enemies are so weird as well. All right, just calm down, buddy. Calm down. Thank you very much. 48 right there. Oh, yeah, I remember that whenever I turned into this flamey boy, the FPS tended to drop, and it's still the same thing on extreme settings, or the cinematic settings, actually. Yeah, it still drops a little bit whenever you do that transition, but only into the low 40s. So it's not as extreme as the 4080 Super, for example, which dropped into the 30s, I think. It isn't the best, and I think if you have a 4090, you're probably not going to want to drop from 60 FPS. So let's do DLSS quality, which is 67% resolution scaling there. It says DLSS quality. No frame generation yet, no ray tracing, and this should be enough to put us above 60 FPS, at least on the averages. Let's start counting them. Let's run around for a little bit. This seems to be pretty intensive right here because of all of the vegetation, I guess, and UE5. Let's fight the other one in this direction. There he is. Yeah, I'm seeing that DLSS is not making our picture like pixelated or anything. YouTube compression might do that, unfortunately. Since this game is super detailed, YouTube compression is just gonna wreck the image quality. I'm sorry about that, but I can't really do anything about it because I don't own YouTube, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have bought the 4090 sooner. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. Also, if you notice the frame time graph, there is an odd spike here and there, unfortunately. The game, well, it's UE5, so that's expected. Even with the... Seriously? How did you miss that? Even with... Oh, can I open this? No, not yet. Okay, we gotta fight this bastard. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Even with the shader compilation... that this game does at the beginning, which I am thankful for. If it wasn't for that, it would be absolutely terrible in terms of stuttering. But yeah, it does have a couple of spikes here and there. Will it hinder your experience? I'm not really sure about it. You know, most of the time it's actually a really smooth experience, and I, for example, can definitely enjoy it. It's just these bigger ones that happen every like 5 minutes that are a bit more annoying. But if you lock your FPS, you can have a more stable experience, and I recommend that. I locked it to 60 previously, and I was having a blast playing like that. Anyway, come on, there we go, another one. Let's do this. There's a chest right there. Okay, good stuff. Also, I upgraded my armor and so on. Very, very nice. If all you want is to max out the game completely, don't want to fiddle around with settings at all, well, you can do so. Just enable the DLSS quality, it gets a very, very smooth experience, and even if it drops into the 60s in like worst case scenario, or 50s, you know, high 50s, there's always the option for you to utilize frame generation, which I do recommend as well in this particular title. This always drops by one value every time I go to this menu for some reason. Here we go, DLSS set to quality, cinematic settings, no ray tracing, and frame generation is now enabled. And yeah, now we're up into the 100s. Now, frame generation does make the picture slightly softer, okay? I can notice there were two of them there? That was so weird. Okay. But yeah, I can notice the slightly softer picture quality. I was just starting the FPS counter there. God damn! Okay, I'm not sure if I can do this with two of them. Come on, come on, come on. The bigger one is dead. And now this one is dead as well. And now we gotta use one of these things and drink it up. Okay, there we go. Now we're fine, we're fine. 65, 1% lows. In terms of input lag from frame generation, it is not bad at all, guys. Gosh, what the heck was that? He attacked me so many times there. Anyway, let's move on, guys. This is probably how I'd end up playing this game if I wanted to max out everything. And, I mean, it's a 4090, so you might want to do that. Usually, I prefer optimized settings, but I'll see it and compare it when we get there, guys. Now, there's one of these things again. Hello? What the? I'm not sure what I'm doing, honestly. They're attacking me, but thankfully, they can't take any health from me whenever there's a cutscene going on, so that's great, you know. I like that. We got Buddha's highballs. Okay, that sounds interesting. Can I taste them? No, probably not. Yeah. You know what? Here in Portugal, when I was a kid, I used to eat the eyeballs of fish. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought of sharing that. Since we're talking about eyeballs, that's the first thing that came to my mind. This looks like an area where a boss would appear. Yes. Okay. Stone Vanguards. Hello, buddy. How are you? Are you the new boss in this game? Or the new Bob, actually. That's what I meant. Come on, let's do this. Big stutter there because it was the first time that I used the head attack. Come on. There we go. All right. I should have healed up previously or rested inside of... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, I should have rested in those incense places. Before I came here. But we're fine. Oh, my God, we're not fine. We're not fine. He had put spikes on the ground and stuff. Okay, 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 okay. Just keep on beating him. There we go. Now go to the fiery boy. Yes. Do that. Do that. Do that. No, 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 no. Spikies. Spikies. Come on. Do that. Do that. Do that. Yes. One more time. No. Okay. Come on. I'm dead. All right. All right, so that's the experience here with quality DLSS plus frame generation. Let's quickly use like performance DLSS and see how it does. Can it be like a higher refresh rate experience? Yeah, it's slightly better, maybe like 15 FPS higher than what we were seeing before on quality, but now you can actually start noticing the difference in pixelation, I guess, whenever you're turning the camera around in these fields with a lot of grass on it. It is pretty noticeable, so I would just keep it on performance. It is already a great experience like that. But now let's go back to 100% resolution scale, turn off the frame generation, and play at 1440p instead. And for that, I will need to quit the desktop and actually set the resolution in the desktop because the game doesn't have an actual full screen mode. And well, at native 1440p, my goodness, this just shows you how freaking demanding UE5 is. Damn, again, we can improve the FPS by a lot by using optimized settings, alright? And I will do that later, but come on. What? Like, I didn't expect seeing 70s and even dropping into the 60s sometimes. Oh my gosh, come on, come on, come on. All right, one down, one down. Let's go, let's go. Come on, what is he doing? Like, are they throwing things at me, actually? I think so. What are you doing, boy? This one looks like Bob, actually. Yeah, it's probably Bob. All right, we got rid of him. Good stuff. That's all I live for, basically, in these benchmarks. All we need to do is kill Bob every time. That's the most important thing. And also see Jack whenever he's in a game. But he's not in this one, because probably don't like the UE5 engine, right? That's what I take from this. Yes. Anyways, guys, aside from the little stutters here and there, that's a very, very big fall there. It works pretty well. I mean, once again, I was expecting way higher FPS just because this is the mighty 4090. I didn't even test it at 1440p very often when it came out, and I had my full review on it, in which I only played at 4K resolution because it was such a beast of a card, even for 4K. I was seeing like 150, 200 FPS in some games at the time, but times have changed. Unfortunately, times have changed and games have changed for the worse in terms of optimization, and I guess in terms of gameplay in some of them as well. This is the performance that I would think of when I think 4070, you know, like that tier of GPU, 1440p, 60 plus FPS in all games maxed out. But no, this is what we're getting in this extremely demanding one with a 4090. Is it because the game is terribly optimized? Well, I don't know. It certainly could do a lot better in terms of optimization, but it's also the engine's fault. It's super intensive and kind of broken as well. Anyway, this is still on cinematic settings, of course, so things can definitely get better. Let's enable the frame generation right here. I wouldn't really utilize like quality DLSS with the baseline of 60 plus FPS. I think enabling frame generation will give you a little bit better visuals than quality DLSS, especially at 1440p. And now we can have those 100 plus frames per second. It's going to be buttery smooth. Let's see if I can fight the Rocky Bob. Let me go to the Fiery Boy now. FPS drop into the low 100s at times. Come on. Gonna do it. No. One more, buddy. One more, Fiery Boy. Let's go. We're fine. Oh, yeah. What is this T thing yes, what is this, guys? Tell me down below in the comments. I forgot what that thing is. Come on. Gosh, what? Is he coming with the spikes? Yes, he was. There we go. Just beat him in the ass. That's what he likes. I mean, that's what we need to do to defeat Bob. But Bob also likes it. No, my God. Oh, he spawns the bastards. No way. This is cheating, buddy. This is cheating. Okay, you know what? This is what you get. I'm going invisible with my invisible hacks. Yes. Because you are not to be trusted. No, boy. God. No. 69 FPS average. 1% lows, by the way. If it was on average, that would be pretty terrible for 4090 at 1440p with these settings. Damn it, I should have healed myself there a bit. But hey, that's the experience at 1440p. Pretty good. It's a little bit of a shame that to achieve a higher refresh rate experience we need frame generation, but it is what it is. UE5 again. And well, lastly, for these settings, we're at 1080p. Okay, getting 700-ish FPS, 1080p resolution, native. I mean, come on, it needs to get 100 plus FPS like this, right? Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is fake, guys. These are fake frames. Sometimes the game has this issue where you need to change it to windowed mode and then to borderless again to fix the resolution. Oh no, 1080p just looks like crap. Okay, never mind. All right, so after testing it at 1440 and 4K, going back to 1080, yeah, it sucks. All right. I mean, obviously, I am using a 4K display for this, which doesn't help with the quality of 1080p. So it is still dropping into the 90s, as you can see, and the 80s. Well, 80s, it was only because of a stutter there, but yeah, this game, man, at cinematic settings, absolutely insane. You could say at this point that the 4090 struggles as a 1080p high refresh rate gaming GPU, because it's only getting around 100 frames per second. I mean, the averages are below 100 right now. That is ridiculous. You know, again, I'm not saying that the optimization is bad. The game looks very, very good, but it's just that if you want to run things on cinematic, get ready to spend a lot of money on your PC. Just bring it down a notch and it will run a lot better once again. All right, let's kill this one. 160s. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do the boss or try the boss this time at 1080p resolution. There's no point in doing that or spending a lot of time here at this resolution. I don't think anyone is using a 1080p display with an RTX 4090, right? If you are, tell me down below. I am curious to know if there is someone out there. Let me just kill this one and then we'll move on to some ray tracing. Yeah, let's do ray tracing with cinematic settings. Oh boy, that's gonna suck. All right, here we go. Back to 4K using... No, I went 100% resolution scaling first. Full ray tracing is enabled on very high and the max settings. Okay, so these are the actual max settings because ray tracing is on. Here we go, guys, bringing the 4090 to its knees. It's getting 20s. Holy crap, this is kind of like the performance that I've seen with other videos, because I haven't tested path tracing on the 4090 yet in Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, it's the performance that I've seen from path tracing. And I think this game is actually path traced, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta check on that, but pretty sure it is on very high ray tracing. So there's that, guys. Oh boy, that's why it's performing so poorly right now. It also looks pretty insane. I can definitely tell a bit of a difference right now, and whenever you get inside of caves and so on with lots of little light coming from outside, then you can actually notice it a lot. This is unplayable, obviously, with 25 frames per second, unless you like headaches after a few minutes of gameplay. Turning on frame generation won't really do much, unfortunately, because the baseline FPS is pretty terrible at this point. So we gotta work around with the DLSS first, and then utilize frame generation whenever the baseline FPS are good enough. Now, with quality DLSS, it brings things up by a lot. 25 FPS compared to 40-ish FPS is very different. This is now playable. Would I play like this, though, after spending $1,400 on a GPU? I mean, that's what I spent, but it's actually more expensive than that. Brand new. No, no, I would not do this, okay? Maybe enabling frame generation on top of these settings will make it pretty good. What the hell, that was... yeah, I got a little bit scared there. Not really. I mean, these are frame-generated 70 FPS, not a true 70 FPS, you know? So that means that input lag-wise, things are okay, but not perfect. For a game like this, though, I think I would be okay with this experience, but honestly, I would just prefer to lower down DLSS instead of using this. There are way better options to be had. Anyway, this is DLSS Performance now without any frame generation, and now we're getting true 60-ish frames per second. Is it great? I mean, it will still drop down into the 50s inevitably when I am turning into the Fiery Boy, for example. There we go, for 50-somethings. Yeah, dropping into the low 50s at times. So still not what I'd want coming from a card like this. But Performance DLSS is doing a fantastic job, actually, at minimizing noise and pixelation and so on. It works pretty well. So what would you do, Crisp? Well, I think the way to go if you're playing with ray tracing on is DLSS Performance and frame generation at the same time. This way you can have those 100 FPS back, as you can see. Obviously things are slightly softer than just DLSS Performance or just frame generation alone, but things are so much smoother. And if you have a 32-inch monitor or lower, you know, smaller, at 4K resolution, I think I would play like this. But honestly, once again, I just would disable ray tracing. That's just me, okay? Some people can't live without ray tracing, I guess, from what I've seen, but it's very, very few people, and most of the people out there would probably prefer to not use ray tracing. Let me know what you think as well. Share your opinions down below. What about 1440p? I guess that will work better with RT on. Alright, so now we can actually run ray tracing natively at 1440p res. 40-ish frames per second at 1440p is pretty poor with 4090 once again, guys. But again, that ray tracing, especially at native resolution, is insanely intensive. So you gotta use DLSS, guys, with ray tracing on in this title. Let's use 67% resolution scale for quality DLSS. And this way we can probably get 60 plus. Yeah, there we go. Back to around the same values as we were seeing at 1440p native resolution. Of course, now the image quality is degraded by quite a bit because, well, it's quality DLSS at 1440p. It's rendering the game at 900 something p and upscaling it to 1440. So things aren't as sharp as they were at 4K with quality DLSS or 1440 native, but they still look better than like 1080p native res. So there's that. I would still have no problems with this, and now we can get 60 plus. I guess most of the time it might drop here and there, but it's going to be pretty stable. But with frame generation, it's going to be even better. So let's enable that, and now we're back into the 120s and 100 plus FPS basically all of the time. So pretty good stuff. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the 4. There we go. It drops into like the 100s. Let's hit 4 again, change forms, and yeah, lower 100 is the minimum that you'll see. It's not bad. And now I've restarted the game. This is the last test for ray tracing, 1080p resolution, 100% resolution scale using RT on and cinematic settings. It's getting barely 60 FPS, guys. Barely 60 at 1080p resolution. But again, this is ray tracing on, or path tracing actually in the case of this game, and native resolution with ray tracing has always been super demanding. Actually, I think that's why they introduced DLSS in the first place with the RTX GPUs. They needed something to mitigate the performance losses of the ray tracing back when it came out with the 20 series. Alright, let's go! Come on, so you should always use DLSS if you're using ray tracing, especially if the game has some sort of ray reconstruction feature. Boop, come on, Bob! No, Bob! No. Spiky boy you are, right? Okay, come over here. Come to the middle of the field, buddy. Let's go, Bob. Stone Bob. Damn it. Snoop Bob. Because stoned Bob, you know. Oh, boy. All right, let's go. Let's go. Fiery boy to the rescue a little bit. Come on, fiery boy. Let's go one more time. Come, let's go. Do this. Okay. We should be fine. No, we're not fine at all. Like, I have taken a fourth of his health. I mean, a third, I guess, right now. Yeah, we're definitely gonna die. This is gonna take a while. Oh, now he throws the things at us. Oh, this is so hard. That's what she said. Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there, guys. And you know what? It's 1080p, so I'm just gonna move on now. Let's do optimized settings and back to 4K. And here we have it, guys. 4K resolution using DLSS at 100%, so DLAA, and the custom settings by Digital Foundry. Optimized settings that will give us quite a boost in FPS. Let's see. And okay, instead of getting like 50 to 60 frames per second like previously at these settings, we're getting 60 plus. Although those 60 plus are probably not going to be sustained 60 plus all of the time, right? It's likely going to drop a little bit, especially when I change forms into the fiery boy and fighting this boss right here. Actually, just approaching him is dropping our FPS sometimes. And 69 on average already. Okay, this is a sign. This is a sign. All we need to do now is hit the bastard in the arse, and we can do it. Let's go. There it is. There it is. Oh, come on, bro. No, already with the spikes, dude. That's cheating. That's cheating. I'm not sure if we're gonna ever do this, guys. Oh, boy. We shouldn't give up, though. We shall not give up. Let's go. No! 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 Buddy! I keep pressing space like I'm doing space, which is dodge, and he still manages to hit me. It's kind of insane how hard this game is sometimes. Oh my god. And then I just stay the ground, and he hits me again while turning. It is insane. And he throws rocks. Of course he does. Of course. Why wouldn't he throw rocks as well? He throws enemies, rocks, everything. Yeah, this is lovely, guys. At least we can actually attack him quite a few times now. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 I don't like this. Stop throwing enemies at me. No, 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 my gosh. Okay, okay, okay. Somehow we managed to not die there, but we are just gonna die. Yeah, okay. Well, while he turned as well. Well, guys, I feel like I am repeating myself here. Why would that be? But I'm not very good at Black Myth Wukong and these types of games, okay? I prefer first-person shooters. That's what I'm good at sometimes. And these ones, I stay away usually. But so many of you asked for the 4090 in Wukong that here it is. Anyway, that's it for native resolution. Yeah, this is native resolution at 4K. This is what it should have been getting at maximum settings, in my opinion, in a UE5 title. But here we go. Let's enable DLSS quality. Visually speaking, it looks super similar as well to what we saw at 4K cinematic settings. And that's the point of these settings as well. Like giving you the best visuals to performance ratio, not dropping too much in quality coming from the max preset and giving you a bunch of more FPS. Basically, we're getting the FPS that we got previously with frame generation and DLSS quality on cinematic settings, but now we are on optimized settings just with DLSS quality, so no fake frames, you could say. Anyway, there is no need for you to utilize frame generation. It should never drop from 60 FPS here, and now turning into the fiery boy, by the way, with the optimized settings doesn't even hurt your FPS, so it doesn't have that FPS drop that we saw previously. It's pretty good. Let's turn frame generation on though and see. We're up into the 120s, so for a higher refresh rate experience, this is what I do. If you don't want a higher refresh rate experience and if you want to max out the game, basically, FG plus DLSS quality is also a really nice option. Honestly, like, both of these are great at 4K using FG and DLSS quality. Let's stop it there though. And now let's go down to 1440p resolution utilizing 100% resolution scale, so DLAA. Frame generation is off, same Digital Foundry's optimized settings. And it is now a high refresh rate experience, somewhat, at 1440p native resolution, guys. I think with FG enabled on top of this, it's going to be actually pretty insane. Probably getting like 200 sometimes. We'll find out, of course. I'll do it while we are fighting this boss, whenever I am half HP. Oh, I forgot to grab my potions. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I would die anyways, right? So getting down into the 90s sometimes. No! Why did you miss that, buddy? Fiery boy! Fiery boy! You are disappointing me. Oh, this is so bad. No, come on. I used the statue spell again and it did nothing. The guy, man, this Bob Stone is just way too much. It's way too much. Let's go. Drink up, drink up. Okay, there we go. Anyway, it drops down into the 90s sometimes. It is going to be buttery smooth all over the time, I guess, aside from the stutters from UE5, but that's what you get these days in gaming. Let's enable frame generation on top of it. There's no need to utilize DLSS. And yeah, it's getting 160s. Yeah, I forgot that the frame generation from Nvidia doesn't actually double your FPS like the AMD one does, especially like AFMF and so on. I guess the quality of FG here might be a little bit better, but come on, statue the guy. But yeah, it doesn't quite double your FPS. Still don't really need double the FPS. It was already super smooth to begin with, so now with... Let me go away. With frame generation enabled, it just smooths things out a lot more. No input lag is perceivable at these frame rates actually from frame generation. This is completely fine of an experience. I would recommend this for a 1440p high refresh rate panel. And finally, we got 1080p resolution with DLSS 100%, no frame generation, optimized settings, and it's getting, yeah, it's already getting high refresh rate experience. There's no need to even drop the resolution this far, and if you have a 1080p monitor with a 4090, okay, you should probably utilize something like DLSS, for example, in the Nvidia control panel to make it run at a higher resolution. It will be a little bit more intensive, but you got the headroom there, and it will look better than just native 1080p. Or better yet, just upgrade your monitor. Okay, I should probably be able to do this a little bit later, but while recording, it's very, very difficult to keep the commentary going and keep the attention going on the FPS, on the boss. I even forgot to count our FPS because of the boss. Oh boy, oh boy. Scary stuff, scary stuff. Let's go behind him. Go behind him. Yes, yes. Turn your ass on me, boy. Come on. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. No, no, no. We're almost there. No. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. No. Oh. Wait, 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 wait. See, this is where that potion that I left behind would definitely make a difference. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Oh. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, okay, okay. Ah! So close. Okay, let's quickly try frame generation on top of this. Can we get 200 at 1080p? Yes, we can. Look at that. That's actually pretty crazy, guys. A super intensive title like this being played at native 1080p with 200 FPS is crazy. Obviously, it's not all real FPS. We got frame generation, FPS in the middle, but it's pretty insane to see the FPS counter actually hit 200. Now, lastly for the day, I got 8K resolution on the 4090 in Black Myth Wukong. Let's bump this up to 100%. It defaults to 33. Pretty interesting. And let's keep the optimized settings. It's gonna suck probably. Okay, so things are bugging out like crazy at 8K resolution. What the hell? But aside from that, oh, it was just loading. Okay, it was loading some of the textures, I guess. 17.5 gigs of allocated VRAM. And 15 gigs almost of actual used VRAM. And things are taking so long to load as well. It is not absolutely terrible. What the hell are you both doing there? I think with like low settings, it could have been possible. Right? And it's definitely going to be possible if I use some DLSS. Let's use DLSS Performance here. And this is getting pretty much the same. Wow. Okay. Now it's smooth again. I mean, 50 FPS smooth, but definitely way smoother than 20s. But yeah, guys, if you think about it, 8K resolution is a huge resolution. It is 4 times 4K. It's like having 4 4K monitors running at the same time. Okay, that's huge, right? And in terms of pixel count, the 4K resolution is about 8-point-something million pixels. This is 33 million pixels. It's crazy high, right? Absolutely insanely high. Yet, it is running it. With performance DLSS right now, yes, but it looks insanely detailed right now, super sharp. At 42 inches, even in a 4K monitor, you can notice the difference between this and native 4K resolution, for example. And this looks a bit better, especially in finer details in the grass, in faraway distances. Unfortunately, we have flickering textures everywhere, which makes it pretty bad, but yeah, in terms of FPS, pretty impressive stuff. I wonder if the GDDR7 VRAM on the 5090 will make a difference as well. Now, I will drop it down to the lowest settings, okay? Low preset with DLAA. I want to test it out with native resolution first on low. Here we go. Very different look, actually. Way less grass on screen as well. But now, we're actually playing at native 8K resolution and getting 30 plus frames per second. Guys, native 8K resolution. That is pretty insane. I mean, obviously textures don't look great and the game overall lacks a lot of detail compared to what we've been seeing so far, but this is crazy. Now let's try it with DLSS 50% resolution, which is Performance DLSS. And here we can get 60 plus. We can get 60 plus at 8K. So if you are running an 8K TV with your setup with a 4090, well, you can still play Wukong at 60 plus as long as you play on low settings. With a couple of tweaked settings, I guess you could play like medium maybe, low to medium, and still achieve 60 plus FPS. But yeah, this is what it takes. This video is already way too long, so I'm just gonna end by utilizing frame generation here, and I am not sure if it's gonna improve our frame rates. Usually this utilizes a ton of VRAM, especially at 8K resolution, but we got 24 gigs of it here, so it might do well. No, not really. Very interesting, guys. I always thought that with the 4080 Super, I didn't have enough VRAM at 8K resolution to use frame generation, or at least to use frame generation efficiently, okay? Where it would increase our FPS by quite a lot. But here with the 4090, we're not VRAM limited, clearly, but it's still not improving our FPS at 8K resolution. Maybe frame generation has some weird relationship with 8K resolutions, because it doesn't work properly even when the hardware of the GPU isn't a limitation. I'm curious now to see it on the 7900 XTX as well with AFMF2 or FSR3's frame generation as well, to see if it can double our FPS. But yeah, this is pretty weird, guys. Actually, we do have FSR3 in this game. I've completely forgot. So let's turn off frame generation from DLSS. Let's enable FSR and let's do FSR frame generation. Well, actually, we need to start it with FSR without frame generation and then compare it, right? So here we're getting very similar FPS to DLSS Performance, 82, 80, 81. And now let's enable the FSR FG. And it gets exactly the same FPS. This is so weird. Maybe it didn't apply properly. Let me try again, guys. So we're getting 87 FPS. Enable frame generation. 85. I don't know. I don't know if it's doing anything. Maybe it's just not doing it. Yeah, this is super weird, guys. I can't tell if FG is actually working or not. There's a lot of screen tearing right now because the capture card at 8K, well, it just struggles, of course. It can't really do G-Sync like this, but yeah, I don't know if FG is actually enabled. All right, I guess that's been it, guys. I'm curious once again to see if AFMF2 with the XTX will do anything at 8K resolution, so stay tuned in for that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye-bye.